Hello and welcome to Property Hotline on Magicbricks Now, India's first property business channel. This is the show where we get you answers to all your questions, be it legal, be it tax, be it home finance, or be it simple buying, selling, investing in real estate queries. We get you answers to all of these from the country's biggest experts. Today with us in the studio is Saurabh Sinha. He's a GM for sales at Bank Bazaar. Saurabh will be answering all your queries related to financing your dream home. Saurabh, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And a happy new year to you.
Wish you the same. Thanks.
So let's get cracking. I believe a lot of our viewers want to buy a home this new year. So let's see what they have. I believe Fuzail has already called in. Fuzail?
Yeah, I am there. Hi, Saurabh. How are you?
Saurabh, that's for you.
Hi, Fuzail. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much and wish you a happy new year.
Wish you the same. Thanks.
Right, Fuzail? Would you want to ask us your question?
I would like to wish you also have a great evening.
Thank you so much. What's your question?
Okay, my question is that I'm already having a home loan with a bank that is HSBC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now I am planning to switch this loan to other home loan bank. I mean, a bank because HSBC has denied my request for a balance transfer and a top-up. I mean, a top-up request.
Okay.
So, where I've approached this company, other bank, so they are comfortable giving me the home loan amount where I can pay the dues of XYZ amount to